For today's presentation, I came up with the data that can be related by everyone here. Although you might not know the background of the data, I'm just trying to demonstrate how you can use three functionality that Insights provides. Exploratory analysis, statistical and spatial analysis, and the power of sharing. So I'm using all these three functionality to demonstrate how you can use your own data and go about doing visualization in Insights. So before I really get into the data, by show of hand, can I get if any of you have used Insights before, or how many of you have? Okay. How about Story Map? Is your Story Map? Awesome. So if you have used Story Map before, you know that some of the visualization that I will be showing on, they are not available on Story Map. So they come from Insights. And that would, I would let you know when those cards are there on my presentation, but that sort of gives you an idea how Insights can be used to share your analysis in story maps or any other presentation. So I went on the Atlas, the Living Atlas, Esri's Living Atlas, and I looked for car fatalities, car crashes data for all over the country. And within a minute or two, I came up with this data. It comes from Fatality Analysis Reporting System. And it has data such as number of fatalities, number of vehicles involved, first harmful event, manner of collision, light condition, and so on and so forth. Now, this is the data that we can really relate to, but I really don't know what might be the cause of car crashes, or how they relate to things like school, parks, and things like that. So I'm trying to use Insights to get all those answers. Although I don't have a specific research question that I'm trying to answer, but it's always helpful to get into Insights and develop your research question as you go by. So the first thing what I did was I filtered all the data for California because I wanted to really concentrate on California. As you can see, these cards that you are looking at here, they come from Insights. It's a live card, and by that what I mean is they are living. You can zoom in, zoom out, and they don't come from Story Map, they come from Insights. So that's how easy it is to share your cards from Insights to any other platform. The first thing I did was I created a heat map out of all the accidents. And as you zoom in, you can see a pattern that the car crashes, the fatalities, are more specific to urban areas than rural areas. And that might not come as a surprise. You'd guess that there are more cars in urban areas, so there are more crashes. But as I move forward, I can build more cards, more visualization, and you start getting some pattern out of the accident data. Here, I'm really trying to show how easy it is to drag and drop your data and create visualization out of them. You can drag your data and pull and either create a table, a map, or a chart. So the first two are for land use, and the second is for the days of the week. I created several visualizations for those attributes that I thought stand out. I used the land use, as I showed before, urban. There are majority of accidents happening in urban areas. In days of the week, weekends are, so you see there are more accidents happening on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays versus Wednesdays, Tuesdays. There are more accidents with one casualty than 2, 3, or 4. Now this one is pretty interesting. When you think about an accident, you would think that there would be more accidents happening on a cloudy or smoky day, but there were more accidents happening on a clear day. The fifth one is a tree chart, and this shows that the majority of accidents were caused by motor vehicle in transport, the second being pedestrian. And now, as I move forward, what you can do is, maybe this one. Okay. So this is an image, but what I can do, and I can show you in further slides, you can actually click on urban, and that would filter out all the data from remaining of the cars. So after this, the other question that I had in my mind is how can I relate this crashes, this fertilities data with schools? So for that, I concentrated on Sacramento. I got the data from California School Campus Database, and within seconds, I was able to pull that data into my Insights workflow. And this is how it looks like. So I'm concentrating only on Sacramento County, and these are the places where the accidents happened in 2017. Now, this is a pie chart with manner of collision. I have a tree chart for all the first harmful events, all the causes of accidents. But what I can do is I can click on, say, front-to-front collision, and that will filter out all the accidents that happen with front-to-front collision. I can go to T-intersection, click on T-intersection, and it will show me all the accidents that happen in T-intersection. If I were concentrating on accidents that happen on roadway, I could do that here, and it will show me only those data pertaining to on road. So that's something I really like about Insights. On the fly, you can filter out your data and get the visualization that you really want. The other thing that I like about Insights is I can click here, and this will show me the analysis view of everything that I've been doing. So in a nutshell, within seconds, you can either visualize or you can share your analysis as to what you really performed in the workflow. And this model, you can actually share them with your colleague, or you can keep them for your future use, so that when you have a different kind of data and want to use the same analysis, you can do that. This is the summary of my analysis. As I told before, I had data from all over the country. I filtered it for California, then I filtered it further down to Sacramento. I used the second step I did was I was really trying to see how many accidents are happening in the proximity of schools. So I created a buffer of 1 mile around all the schools in Sacramento area, and then I did a special aggregation to see to get to the number of counts of accidents happening in the proximity of the school. And this only took me a couple of hours. So after all this workflow, after all these steps, the final map that I got was this. And so depending on the size of the bubbles, the counts of accidents are very related to the size of bubbles. I can even filter them out depending on the count. So if I wanted to concentrate on schools that had more than 4 accidents, more fatalities in their proximity, I can click on that, and that will show me like the Medicine Elementary and Cordova Villa Elementary. So those were the schools that had more than 4 casualties in the proximity of 1 mile. I could do the similar operation for more than 3, more than 2, and you can visualize all of them if you wanted to. So like I said, I hope this presentation would help you think about how you can use your own data and start visualizing them and start getting intelligence out of the hidden intelligence that's been hidden in your data. You really don't need to be a GIS expert to use Insights. It's built in a way that if you have data and if you're interested in getting insights out of your data, you can just get into the software and start playing with it, and slowly you can visualize your data and you can get the insights out of it. So that's all I had. Thank you.
Should all thank